Hello everyone, my name is Chanchal Agrawal and today we are going to learn the AVL search trees. First of all, what is the AVL search tree and why we use the AVL search trees? Suppose in the BST we have to perform the insertion on these values, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if we will insert these values into the binary search tree, so first of all, as I have told you in my previous video lecture, that the first node will be the root node in the tree. After that 2 is greater than 1, so 2 will be the right child of the 1. After that 3 is greater than 2, so 3 is the right child of the 2. Then in this way we will insert 4 into the right of 3 because it is greater than 3, and all the greater value will be placed on the right subtree and all the small value then this node will be placed on the left subtree. So when we create the tree for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will result into this subtree, or we can say that if we want to create the subtree for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, so it will result into this subtree, that is 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Okay, so the tree which is totally bent on the right hand side is known as the right skewed tree, and the tree which is totally bent on the left hand side is known as the left skewed tree. So if in the binary search tree we have given the values in either ascending order or in descending order, so it will result into the either left skewed tree and the right skewed tree. As you can see that in this tree we have the height 5. What is the height? This is the 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. In the height 5 we are having only 5 nodes. So the left and the right skewed tree time complexity for the searching is big O of n, because if we want to search 5, so we have to go up to this level, that is level number height is equal to 5. So that means the disadvantage of the skewed binary tree, that the worst case time complexity for a search is big O of n. Therefore, there arises the need to maintain the binary search tree to be the balanced height. That means if we will derive a way so that we can overcome with the left and the right skewed tree and the balance the height of the tree, so the time complexity can be reduced to big O of log n. So for that we use the AVL trees for the height balance tree. Okay, now how we will balance the height into the AVL search tree? Now let's come to the definition of AVL search tree. What is the definition of AVL search tree? Suppose if T is the tree with the height, H indicates the height, TL means left subtree of the tree, and HTR indicate the right subtree of the tree, are the height of the left and the right subtree of the tree. So the height of the left subtree minus height of the right subtree can either be 0, 1 or minus 1, but it cannot be other than the 0, 1 and minus 1, and this formula is known as the balance factor of the tree. So what is the balance factor? Balance factor means height of the left subtree minus the height of the right subtree. Okay, so in the left subtree we will take the maximum height, and in the right subtree also we will take the maximum height. So that's how we will derive the formula for the balance factor, and the balance factor value can be either 0, 1 or it can be minus 1, but it cannot be other than 0 1 and minus 1, that is it cannot be 2 3 4 minus 2 plus 3, anything it cannot be. So let's see that how to insert any node into the AVL search tree, and let's see an example for calculating the balance factor, that how to calculate the balance factor. Suppose we have this tree and we want to calculate the balance factor for this tree. The balance factor we will calculate for each and every node into the tree. Why I have written here 1 minus 1 0. So these all are the balance factor of this tree. Now we have to calculate the balance factor for each and every node. Suppose I want to calculate the balance factor for 50. So if I want to calculate the balance factor for 50, so I will take the maximum height in the left subtree. Okay, so in the left subtree, what are the heights you are getting? If you will go on this way, okay, if you will go on this way, so height means simply count the number of edges into this way. So that is, if you will go from 50 to 30, okay, so how many number of edges you are getting? You are getting 2 edges, that is 1 and 2. So in this way we are finding the height 2. Okay, but if you will go from 50 to 43, so you will get 1 2, how many edges you are getting from 50 to 43? You are getting 3 edges, that is 1 edge, then 2 edge, second edge is this, and third edge is this. So that means here you are getting the height 3. Now this is the left subtree, height of the left subtree. So I have told you that from the left subtree take the maximum height. So what is the maximum height between 2 and 3? So maximum height of the, this is the height formula, height of the TL means left subtree. So that means maximum height is 3, because if we will go in this way, so we are getting the height 2, but if we are going in this way, so we are getting the height 3. Okay, now if you want to calculate the height of the right subtree, so if you will go in this way, okay, in this way you will get the height 2. Okay, if you will go in this way, that means 1 and 2, number of edges are 2, so you will get the height 2. So any one of them you can take, because in this path if you will follow, so you will get 2, and in this path you are getting 2 only. So the height of the right, maximum height of the right subtree is 2 only. So now the, if you want to calculate the balance factor for 50, so formula is maximum height of the left subtree minus maximum height of the right subtree, that is 3 minus 2. That's why I have written 1, 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. So that's why I have written 1 here, because the balance factor for 50 is equal to 1. Now if you want to calculate the balance factor for 40, okay, so what is the maximum height of the left subtree of 40? So left subtree of 40 means if the 40 has 2 child, so the left arrow indicating the left subtree, okay, and the right arrow here indicating the right subtree. So this is the left child. So what is the maximum height of the left subchild of the 40? That is only 1 edge, because after that we are having no more nodes inside the 40, so that means only 1. Okay, so that's why height of the left subtree is 1. And what is the height of the right subtree? Height of the right subtree is 1 and 2, because from 40 to 43, at last 43 we can go. After 43 we don't have any node, so the maximum height of the right subtree is 1 and 2. So that's why I have written 1 minus 2, height of the left subtree minus height of the right subtree, that is 1 minus 2 is equal to minus 1. So that's why the balance factor of 40 is equal to minus 1. Okay, now coming to the 30, let's calculate the balance factor for 30. Is there any left subtree inside the 30? No. Is there any right subtree inside the 30? No. That means left subtree height is 0 and right subtree height is also 0. That means the balance factor for 30 is equal to 0. Now if you want to calculate the balance factor for 60, you will see the height of the left subtree, that is 55. Now you will see the height of the right subtree, height of the left subtree, that is 1, because if you will come up to 55, so you will traverse only one edge, that is 1, and if you will in the right side, up to which point you can go? Only 70. Okay, so for 60, from 60 to reaching 70, we need only one edge. That means height of the right subtree is 1 only. That means 1 minus 1, it will be 0. Okay, now let us calculate the height. Now calculate the balance factor for 45. In the left subtree, you can go up to 43. That means 1. Okay, minus in the right subtree, you don't have any right child of the 45, that is 0. Okay, so height of the left subtree is 1 minus height of the right subtree is 0. So in this way we can calculate the balance factor of any tree, and the value of the balance factor can only be either 1, 0 or minus 1. But if it will be other than these three values, so that means the tree is affected. That means the tree is not of balanced height, and we have to apply the method that is known as the rotations to balance the tree. Now we will discuss the various type of rotations in my next video lecture. So if you like this video lecture, so kindly click on like and subscribe button. Thank you friends.